video. So the message coming in strong today is this, and I need you to hear every single word. Someone already made their decision about you. The choice is done, and it is completely final. There is no more back and forth happening inside them, no more weighing options or questioning anything. The decision was locked in, sealed tight. And the only thing left now is figuring out the how. That is what makes this reading so intense, because the want is already settled deep inside them. What remains is the path, the timing, the approach, and they are working through all of it. Come in close, because the cards confirm every bit of what this message is telling you today. Our first card is the Emperor, and he steps forward with absolute authority and unshakable certainty. With the Emperor here, I see someone who has taken full ownership of what they want from this. No more hesitation lives inside them, no more doubt clouding their vision. The fog completely lifted. I see in the Emperor someone who made their choice from a place of strength, not desperation. A calculated and deliberate decision was reached, one they stand behind with their entire being now. Commitment already lives in this card at a level that surprises me before a single word was said. They mapped this out in their mind, they visualized what it looks like, and they chose it fully. The Emperor confirms that this is not wishful thinking. It is a decision backed by real intention. Certainty radiates from every part of this card, and I feel it pressing forward with serious weight. This is someone who stopped asking permission from the universe and started making demands instead. He does not beg, he builds, and what they build in their mind is a life with you. They know exactly what they want from you, and the clarity behind that knowing is almost overwhelming. Nothing about their resolve feels shaky or temporary. This is the kind of decision that does not reverse. A line was crossed inside them, and once they stepped over it, no desire to go back. Now we have the Seven of Wands, and this card shows me what they are actively working through. With the Seven of Wands, I see someone fighting through obstacles, trying to clear a path toward you. Challenges stand between where they are and where they want to be, and they push through each one. From this card, I know they expected resistance and decided beforehand that it would not stop them. Whether it is timing, circumstances, or outside opinions, none of it carries enough weight to hold them. Every obstacle that appears gets met with more determination because the decision already fuels the fight. What I see here is someone clearing a path with bare hands, refusing to let anything block this. Giving up is not something they consider because the cost of walking away is far too high. They are strategizing quietly, figuring out the best angle of approach so nothing goes wrong this time. Patience is part of their plan, not because they doubt, but because they want this done right. The Seven of Wands confirms they are not idle. Real effort is being poured into making this work. I feel like their mind runs through scenarios constantly, testing every option before choosing the best one. Pride is also something they navigate carefully because asking for what they want feels vulnerable to them. Our final card is the Two of Cups, and it confirms exactly where all of this is heading. With this card, I see a union forming, built on mutual recognition and deep emotional truth. Their decision is not one-sided. The energy between you two mirrors each other perfectly. A soul-level connection already exists, and they felt it long before having words to describe it. Warmth radiates from this card in a way I feel, and it confirms that both hearts already know. Recognition lives in this card, the kind where two people look at each other and understand everything. What this card confirms is that their decision leads to a meeting of hearts, real and undeniable, together. Okay, now let us shift the focus entirely to you, because your energy in this reading speaks volumes. You already sense that something big is building, and that knowing sits deep inside your gut. A restlessness has been living in your body, like you can feel the shift before it even arrives. Instincts picked up on something weeks ago, and since then, you have not been able to shake it. Part of you wants to rush ahead, but another part knows to trust the process and stay patient. That tension between patience and desire is exactly where you have been sitting, and it is exhausting. Our first card on your side is the Ace of Pentacles, showing something solid forming around you. With this card, I see new ground being laid beneath your feet, strong and ready to hold weight. You have been building yourself up quietly, putting in work nobody else can see or fully appreciate. Foundations were laid by your own hands, and the stability you created came from sheer will alone. The Ace of Pentacles confirms you are ready for something real, not games or half commitments anymore. A new opportunity is forming in your energy, and it feels tangible in a way that surprises you. What you built inside yourself during the quiet seasons is now the platform everything lands on. Nobody handed you certainty. You went out and created it from your own strength and determination. That self-built confidence is magnetic, and it draws the right things toward you without even trying. Everything you planted in silence is now pushing through the soil, and the growth is visible everywhere. Abundance is flowing toward you in every area, and this card confirms that the doors are opening wide. Opportunities you did not even ask for are showing up, and that is the universe responding to you. Now we have the High Priestess stepping forward, carrying a message about your deep inner knowing. With her here, I see someone who already knows the truth, long before anyone else confirms it. Your intuition has been louder than usual lately, sending signals you simply cannot ignore anymore. Dreams carried messages, gut feelings guided your steps, and every quiet moment whispered the same thing. She tells me you stopped needing outside validation because the truth already lives inside of you. Something shifted in your awareness recently, and it brought a calm that feels almost supernatural. Peace settled over you, not from finding answers, but from finally learning to trust yourself. That trust changed your posture, your energy, your presence, and the shift is felt by everyone around you. More lives inside you than you let on, and the cards honor that wisdom by placing her here. Silence became your greatest teacher, and in that silence, you found answers talking never could provide. The High Priestess confirms you can trust what you feel, even when logic tries to argue against it. I feel like your soul has been preparing for this moment, quietly and without needing anyone to notice. Readiness lives inside you in a way that goes beyond the surface, touching something deeply spiritual. Our final card on your side is the Four of Wands, and it confirms celebration energy surrounding you. With this card, I see joy arriving that you earned through every difficult season you survived before. Happiness is not something you chase anymore. It is walking towards you with open arms right now. Receiving love feels different now. Something unlocked inside you, and the Four of Wands confirms it. A homecoming energy wraps around this card, as if everything scattered is finally coming back together. Stability and celebration sit side by side here, and that combination is rare and deeply beautiful. Joy no longer needs to be earned. It is already yours, and the cards confirm that fully. Reward season is arriving now, and it matches perfectly with every sacrifice you quietly made before. You prepared the ground and did the inner work, and now the harvest is arriving exactly on time. Every hard moment you survived was planting seeds, and those seeds are blooming into something magnificent. What blooms from here will amaze you, because what you planted goes far beyond what you see. Trust what your body is telling you, because every signal you received was leading you right here. Your energy in this reading is undeniable, and it confirms you are exactly where you need to be. Now, let us go into their side of this, because what is happening inside them is intense. The decision was already made, but the weight of it has not stopped pressing down on them since. Inside their mind, a war between logic and emotion has been raging, and emotion is winning completely. What they want is settled, but figuring out the right approach keeps them up at night. Pride stands in the way more than anything else, because admitting how deep this goes terrifies them. Walls they spent years building are crumbling from the inside, and they cannot stop it from happening. Our first card on their side is the King of Swords, showing me how their mind works. With the King of Swords, I see someone thinking through every angle, with sharp and calculated precision. Nothing about their approach is reckless. Every word they plan to say has been weighed and measured twice. The King of Swords tells me they are analyzing this from every direction, searching for the safest entry. Logic is their comfort zone, and they keep retreating there, even when their heart screams to move. Overthinking became their biggest obstacle, because every plan they build gets torn apart by doubt again. But doubt cannot erase what was already decided, because the choice was made before fear kicked in. Something locked inside them that no amount of second guessing can undo, and that lock holds firm. He also shows me someone who respects you deeply enough to want to get this exactly right. But underneath all of that calculated thinking, a raw urgency lives that they cannot intellectualize away. He confirms that their mind is sharp, but their heart is what truly drives this decision. They mapped out conversations in their head, rehearsed lines, imagined your reactions over and over. Control is what they crave in this situation, because losing control means risking everything they value. Now we have the Five of Pentacles, and this card reveals what they fear losing most. With this card, I see someone terrified of rejection, afraid that their move leads to being shut out. A deep fear of being left in the cold lives here after the thought of putting everything forward. Past experiences taught them that vulnerability comes with a price, and that price was paid before painfully. Bold rejection left marks that never healed, and those marks shape how they approach everything now. Offering a heart and having it handed back is a memory that still haunts them to this day. But the cards also show me this: they are choosing to risk it anyway, despite every fear. The Five of Pentacles confirms that the fear of losing you permanently outweighs the fear of being rejected. That math changed everything for them, because once the greater fear shifted, so did their entire approach. Staying silent became more painful than risking it, and that pain is what finally broke the cycle open. I see them wrestling with pride daily, knowing it is the last wall standing in the way. That shift is everything, because it means they crossed the line from thinking about it to committing fully. Losing you is the one outcome they refuse to accept, and that refusal fuels every move they plan. Our final card is the Magician, telling me they have everything needed to make this happen. With the Magician, I see someone who possesses all the tools, but is still learning to use them. Every resource they need sits in their hands already. The words, the timing, all of it exists. What is missing is just that one moment where they finally stop planning and simply move. They stand at the edge of action with everything prepared, and the gap between intention and movement shrinks. Something powerful is building in their energy, a momentum that feels impossible to contain much longer. Transformation already started inside them. This card shows me that clearly, even before the first step. Their whole being leans toward you now, and gravity is doing the rest of the work from here. What this card confirms is that they are more capable of this than they give themselves credit for. Fear made them believe they were not ready, but the cards say otherwise. They have been ready. All pieces are in place, and the decision is made. What remains is simply the courage to begin. Their side of this reading carries enormous weight, and every card confirms they are coming toward you. Okay, now we move into the action, because what they're about to do is already in motion. No more thinking, no more circling around it. The wheels are turning, and you will see it soon. What happens next between you two will not be subtle. It will arrive with force and clear direction. The energy shifted from internal debate to external movement, and that shift happened very recently. Our first card is the Eight of Wands, one of the fastest cards in the entire deck. With the Eight of Wands, I see rapid movement heading straight toward you, with zero hesitation now. A message is coming quickly, something direct and unavoidable that lands in your life without warning. The Eight of Wands does not allow for delays. This card confirms that everything accelerates from here. Communication flies through the air already, whether it is a text, a call, or showing up unannounced. Speed defines this entire section. Because once they decided to move, they committed to moving fast. Momentum carries them now, and the force behind it feels impossible to slow down or redirect anymore. Every door they approach opens faster than the last, because the universe is clearing a path ahead. I see someone who already started moving, and the evidence of that start reaches you very soon. No slow build exists here. This is someone pulling the trigger on something they loaded months ago. Multiple things happen at once with this card, creating a wave you will feel hitting from all sides. Plans that were quietly assembled behind the scenes are now being executed with precision and purpose. Timing shifted in their favor recently, and they recognized the opening without a second of hesitation. I feel like they saw a window and went through it before it had any chance of closing. Now we have the Knight of Pentacles, showing me the method behind every move they make. With this Knight present, I see someone who moves with deliberate and measured steps toward you now. Unlike the speed of the Eight of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles brings a steady and reliable approach. Fast decisions meet careful execution here, meaning they rush the choice but perfect the delivery each time. Every detail of their approach has been considered, from the words they choose to the moment they arrive. The Knight of Pentacles confirms that what comes your way is not impulsive or thrown together carelessly. This is a calculated move disguised as something spontaneous, and that preparation shows their seriousness. Follow through is guaranteed with this Knight. Once he commits to a path, he does not abandon it. Brick by brick, they are building something solid, making sure every piece holds before adding the next. Reliability defines this card, and it confirms that their actions will match every word they bring to you. Nothing about this approach will leave you guessing, because clarity is built into every step they take. Their consistency will be the proof you need, and that consistency has already started showing in small ways. No empty promises exist here. Every step they take is backed by real commitment and solid ground. I also see them making practical changes in their life, quietly rearranging things to make room for you. Space is being cleared, priorities are being shifted, and all of it points in your direction right now. Our final card is the Three of Cups, and it brings an unexpected element into this action. With this card, I see their move involving people around them, friends or family becoming part of this. What this card tells me is that their action is not isolated. Others already know about it. Conversations were had with people they trust, and those conversations gave them the final push forward. Support surrounds their decision now, and that circle of encouragement removed the last traces of doubt. People in their life can see what they feel for you, and that visibility made hiding it impossible. Everyone around them is cheering this on, and that support gave them permission to stop holding back. Someone close to them said exactly what was needed, and that conversation unlocked the final door. This card also confirms that their approach might involve a social setting or a shared gathering. A celebration energy lives in this card, as if their action leads directly to something joyful and public. Action is the only word for this part of the reading, and the cards confirm it begins immediately. So now we go into the confessions they carry in silence, the truths they will never speak. Beneath every action and every plan, a truth lives so raw, it keeps them awake most nights. Admitting how deeply this consumes them feels impossible, because saying it makes it real and permanent. Confessions like these sit locked behind pride and fear, guarded by years of practiced emotional protection. Our first card is the Tower, and it reveals a confession that shook their entire inner foundation. With the Tower present, I see something that broke inside them, and that breaking changed everything. Buried here is this confession: they tried to walk away from what they feel, and it wrecked them. At some point, they convinced themselves they could live without this, and that lie crumbled from within. Denial collapsed suddenly, and the truth they had been avoiding hit them all at once without mercy. It was violent and sudden, not gradual at all, like a wall giving way beneath them. They fell apart quietly in places nobody else could see, and they will never tell you that happened. The tower confirms that feelings for you dismantled every defense they spent years carefully building. What crumbled was not just a wall, it was an identity built around not needing anyone this much. A quiet confession lives here. The person they were before you no longer exists and cannot come back. Silently, they confess that you are the reason their old life stopped making sense, and it terrifies them. Comfort zones were destroyed the moment they realized what you meant, and nothing rebuilt the same way. Needing you in a way that makes them feel out of control is the deepest confession they carry. That level of need goes against everything they taught themselves, and the inner conflict still rages on. Now we have the Six of Cups, holding a confession wrapped in tenderness and memory and quiet longing. With this card, I see someone haunted by memories of you, replaying moments that felt like home. They compare every present moment to the way things felt when you were close, and nothing ever matches. An ache for that warmth lives inside them in ways they never express, growing only with time. This card tells me they hold certain memories sacred, turning them over like prayers at night. Revisiting those moments with desperate care, they protect them, as if protecting something holy inside. You ruined them for anyone else, and they mean that as the highest praise they will never say. Nobody else creates what you created in them, and that realization sits heavy in their chest every day. Comparison is the confession they hate most, because it proves you hold a power nobody else does. Every face since became a mirror, reflecting only what was missing, and that missing is you. Secretly, they wish they could go back and start this entire thing over, knowing what they know now. Regret about missed chances eats at them quietly, carried without ever letting it show on the surface. They confess in silence that the version of themselves around you is the only version they like. Something about your presence unlocked a part of them that vanishes the moment you are not around. Our final card is the Nine of Swords, exposing the confession that keeps them up at night. With this card, I see sleepless nights caused by one thought. What if it is already too late? Their greatest hidden fear is that they waited too long, and the Nine of Swords confirms that torture. Every night, that thought circles through their mind, growing louder and more urgent with each passing day. Sleep became a battleground where every fear they buried during the day rises back up and demands attention. Wondering if someone else already took the place that belongs to them is what drives the sleeplessness. Losing you to someone else would be a wound they never recover from, and that confession burns. Jealousy they would never admit to lives here, burning quietly underneath every calm surface they present. Silence became heavier than the risk of speaking, and the Nine of Swords confirms that tipping point. Their deepest unspoken truth is this: they already belong to you, and have for longer than you know. Every confession here points to one undeniable thing. a love so deep it completely rewired who they are. Now let us see what the near future holds, because this final part brings everything full circle. Our first card is Judgment, and it confirms that a major moment of truth is arriving very soon. With Judgment present, I see a reckoning coming, where everything hidden finally rises to the surface. Within the coming weeks, they will reach the point where silence is no longer an option for them. A conversation that has been building for months will finally break through and land directly in your life. Judgment confirms this is not a small reveal. It is a full and honest laying of truth. What arrives will feel like a turning point, because once those words are spoken, nothing goes back. Nothing about this timing is random. The universe lined everything up so this moment would land perfectly. When it happens, you will feel the weight immediately, because it carries months of truth behind it. We also have the Ten of Pentacles, confirming that what unfolds leads to something lasting and permanent. With this card, I see a future built on solid ground, with roots going deep into the earth. What this card tells me is that this is not temporary. It is a foundation for something lifelong. What comes next carries the energy of legacy, of building a life that stands the test of time. Stability wraps around this card in every direction, and it confirms that their decision leads somewhere real. Our final card is the Ace of Swords, bringing a clarity breakthrough that cuts through every doubt. When they finally speak, the Ace of Swords confirms the words will carry precision and absolute honesty. With this card, I see truth arriving sharp and clean, leaving no room for confusion or misunderstanding. My advice as we close this reading is to stay grounded in what your heart already knows. Do not let fear close the door before what is coming has a chance to reach you. Trust the timing of everything unfolding, because nothing you walked through was accidental or wasted. Every hard season prepared you for what arrives now, and that preparation is what makes you ready. You do not need to chase what is coming. Just hold your ground and let it reach you. Stay open even when it feels vulnerable, because the love heading your way needs room to land properly. You earned this moment through every difficult season, and the cards want you to receive it fully. Let us bring it all back now, because the message was clear from the very first card. The message through this reading was this: they already decided, and now they are figuring out the how. Every single card confirmed that the decision is made, the love is real, and the movement has started. Not a single card held doubt in this reading, and that kind of confirmation is rare and powerful. 21 cards, all saying the same thing, that this love is decided and heading straight for you. We opened with the Emperor showing unshakable certainty, and the Seven of Wands confirmed their fight. Mutual connection was revealed by the Two of Cups, and new ground formed through the Ace of Pentacles.